Welcome back to Unless You Live Hardcore. I don't know how to say welcome back once again, so I'm just gonna say it
I
like
think you're
that.
doing fine. I think we should just do the intro moving forward.
Yeah,
I think you're nailing it, dude. Don't feel so. Do you want me to just do it?
I could do it. I feel like I don't want to feel like I'm copying other people or something while I'm doing it. You want me to
We don't
start again?
even
I'll
do you
start it
want to even
again.
just not do an intro? We could also just start talking and just I could just edit it when it's like a good starting point for the pod to just start. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll have a good welcome back.
All right.
I
Welcome
like
back
having
to
a
Unless You Live Hardcore, everybody. I'm your host, Jake Ford, sitting here with my beloved co-host, beloved and esteemed co-host, Kyle Forsyth, everybody.
welcome
Give it
back,
up for
Jake
him.
Ford.
What's up,
Welcome
dude?
back.
How you been? How are
Good.
things?
Good, man. Spent last week out in Boston or some of the week,
Oh
Thursday,
yeah,
Friday,
you
a
did
little bit
go
of Saturday.
out to Boston. Hell yeah. How'd you like Boston, man?
It's a cool ass city, dude. You could feel the history there just walking around, man, which is
Yeah.
cool. Cobblestone roads, old buildings that, haven't been totally gentrified like Detroit, like
Okay.
De Detroit, you can feel the history in
Those
certain
Bostonians are
areas.
not allowing it, dude.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like they have modern businesses, but it's in these old buildings, like as opposed to Detroit is like we're gonna do modern businesses in new buildings and knock down the old shit. Like
Yeah.
Detroit just knocks shit down and builds new shit, and Boston feels like they just build within the stuff that they already have
Well,
there, which is
understandably
cool.
though, because like Detroit didn't really maintain the old shit enough to where it couldn't not be torn down. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
The
We kind
city
of
was kind
burned
of
some of it down.
yeah, the
Yeah.
city was kind of fucking falling apart, dude.
Yeah, but I mean in areas even where there is stuff that could be used, like in Detroit, like we have buildings where it's like you could reuse these buildings and repurpose them, but instead they would rather knock it down and build a whole new structure in its place or something.
Yeah.
And it's like as opposed to Boston, like everything, like you could kind of feel the history throughout the city, which is cool. Like just walking around, you could
Yeah.
see it.
I'm
Um
gonna be real fat right now. How is the food?
oh man, fucking great. That's
I saw you
why I
posting some pics of food, and I was like, I love being on the road and trying different cities' foods.
Oh, I do my research before every city I go to. I did a lot of research before I went to Boston, found like some of the best bakeries. Found some of the best dessert shops, some of the best like restaurants, lobster rolls. I mean, I found like the best breakfast sandwiches. It was just fucking phenomenal food, dude. Their
Yeah.
food scene is incredible.
Oh, I
That is
believe
the
it, man.
thing where like coming back to Detroit, I was like, damn, I'm gonna miss this Boston food scene.
I
It's like
mean, yeah, that's like the
Boston's got the
one
food on
thing,
lock.
that is the one thing I am snobby about when I come back to Michigan about New York. I'm like, dude, the food is just better. I'm sorry. Like,
Dude, I hate traveling with people who don't give a fuck about food. And like, you're like, I'm hungry. And they're like, all right, let's go to Taco Bell. I'm like, fucking no, dude.
yeah,
We're in
yeah.
a new city. Why do you want to go to Taco Bell, you asshole? Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's a little, if you're on a long car ride, it's a little different where you're just kind of driving to a
that's
new
not what
city.
I'm
But like
talking about. I'm
being in a
talking about,
city for a full weekend, yeah, and
yeah.
you're just like, you're there, you're like, I'm just gonna do chains.
Dude, I hate when, yeah, I hate
Can I
it
tell
when
you
like
a
some,
funny story real
or when
quick?
somebody's like, let's just eat at this bar that we're at. And I'm like, there's great food somewhere else. This is bar food here. Like, why do
Yeah.
you want to eat deep fried mozzarella sticks? We can go somewhere else. Like, get
Can,
homemade mozzarella sticks. Like,
can I tell you a funny story real quick that Zach and Louis used to told me about like a shitty open micer that they used to know? There was this dude in Lansing who would like he would do mics from time to time, and he decided to go out to New York City to do the Broadway comedy club's like bringer show, but
oh,
he
yeah.
didn't realize it was a bringer show, so he didn't get to perform. And then he went to Buffalo Wild Wings and then just flew back the next day. That was his entire New York trip, dude.
That's hilarious, dude.
That
That's
is like
wild.
that's the quickest way to just like tank your whole comedy careers or like your motivation to continue.
Yeah,
I can't
dude.
think of a worse way for that trip to go.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, food is food to them, like they really, it doesn't mean as much in that way, where they're just like, food's food, it's sustenance. Like some people just view it as what you have to do, as you have to eat. And they're
Yeah.
like, I'll get something wherever I'm at, And like, that's why they don't care. They'll just eat at the bar that we're at or eat, like we're performing at a bar and they're like, well, I'll just get food here. And it's like, why don't we finish our sets, leave here, and go somewhere with good food? Like
Yeah.
it's like, how about that? You know? And
Yeah,
it's like
and
that's a good idea.
I'm not like always snobby about like
I
food. Like
am.
I'll eat like, fast food or whatever. Like it doesn't bother me, but I do like
I will
high
if I'm home.
quality. I like some delicious food. Like even like, say you were to go to like a deli in Michigan, doesn't even come close to like the the quality that you'd get at like a deli in New York City.
I don't know about that. I mean, there's
Nah,
some
the
really
bodega food is fucking amazing in New York, and
dog.
I've been to plenty of
We
delis
have
in Michigan that
You
weren't.
haven't been to the right ones then. We have some
I mean, I've
phenomenal
been to
fucking
good
sandwich.
ones.
Have you been to Rocco's in Detroit?
Yeah, that one's really good.
It's fucking
That
phenomenal,
one's
dude.
really
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
What about
I'm not
Mudgie's?
saying you guys don't have any good food. I'm saying that the
No,
standard,
I guess, yeah.
I'm saying your worst food is way worse than New York's worst. New York's worst food is still really good.
Eh,
It is.
I mean, I don't know about that. I
It's
mean,
something, dude, something as
I'm
simple
sure
as
there's
a
some dog shit
chopped
food.
cheese from like a deli that's like eight, it's like, $6 to $8. Like, you can't really beat that, man.
It's a, it's good, yeah, sure, but like, there's also very good affordable food in this area. You just got to know where you're going. You got to know the food scene in the area, really. Like,
Again, I'm
I'm
not,
very,
there's
very plugged into the food scene in Michigan and
I know.
Detroit.
I know.
Like,
There's plenty of
my
good food
shit.
in New or in Michigan. I'm not saying there's not. There's
Especially
plenty.
Detroit. Detroit, I
Yeah.
think, has the best food of anywhere in the
The
state.
big cities for sure. You go to like those like small town restaurants, you're like, dude, nobody can cook in this town.
I think Lansing has like
This
a
food is
few good
bad.
restaurants, and Lansing's a big city, and they only
I'll
have a few good
I'll
restaurants.
tell you the sleeper hit if you're ever going back to Lansing. I don't know how often you go back, but
Not often at this point.
the sleeper restaurant, dude, is this Vietnamese restaurant next to the gym that me and Louie used to work at. It's called Foso One. You got to get the bao sandwiches there, dude. They have the best bao sandwiches. They
All
got this
right.
like kickin' chicken bao. It's like, yeah, dude, I can't even describe
Bao?
it.
Do you mean banh mi?
No, they got banh mi's too. Their banh mi's are really good. Baos are like these like
I know what
little,
bao is.
it's a
Yeah.
bao
Oh
bun.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, bao
And
bun.
then
Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
fill it with like, other ingredients and they make it like a
Mm-hmm.
little sandwich. They
They're like
have,
soft, little, cushy, almost
dude,
tortillas, but like
delicious.
they look like little street tacos, but they're soft and cushy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're fucking amazing. And they have some of the best ones I've ever had. You can get three of them plus a drink for like 8.50. They have like extremely good prices.
There's a little place down in Ann Arbor called Bow Boys, and
Yeah,
they're fucking solid as far as
Palau.
bow goes.
Yeah.
All they do is bow,
I
really.
love some
So
Vietnamese food, dude.
yeah, all that
Yeah.
place does is bow, and
But
it's like
you're
really
right.
great.
But you're right. It does bother me when I'm with a comedian and they're like, they have the palate of a 12-year-old boy where they're like, I can only do like chicken tenders. And you're like, dude, what?
Yeah.
It's like, I
Or
guess we're
like you
getting
take a
McDonald's.
I've been like with comics in like different cities, and I've been like, let's go to this restaurant. Like I take them to like a good restaurant or something with like a pretty good menu, and they're like, I don't know, nothing here looks like it's like for
Can
me.
I
And
get
I
some
was like,
fries?
fuck yeah, yeah. I'm
Let
like, nothing here
me
is
just get
for
some
you.
fries. It's like,
Yeah,
why don't you try something and, if you don't like it, send it back, I guess. But like, at least try something new. I love trying new foods, but
yeah.
I'm also not like a super picky eater, I guess. There's not
I'm
like
pretty
any
picky.
ingredients that bother me, really.
I don't like chunks of tomatoes. I don't like
Love chunks of
mushrooms.
tomatoes, dude. I love
Um,
tomatoes.
I don't mind the flavor of I don't mind like tomato sauce or something like that. I don't want a tomato on my burger. I don't want chunks of tomatoes in my burrito or
Dude,
anything like that.
tomato on a burger is like,
Unless it's like in a pico. Um,
love pico.
if it's in a pico, I can do it because it's like it
Uh-huh.
kind of tastes like onions and
It
sometimes
tastes
vinegary
different, yeah.
depending.
It doesn't
Yeah,
taste
you
like a
know, like
regular tomato. Yeah, I get that.
no, yeah. And then there are small little pieces
Does
if
a
it's in
chunk of
pico.
tomato bother you in like a spaghetti sauce, like if it's cooked and seasoned?
I don't like chunks of tomatoes in my spaghetti sauce. I want a smooth spaghetti sauce, dude.
Wow. Wow,
Yeah.
dude. You are
I don't
picky.
like it. Yeah, I don't
You have a good
like
palate, but you're like
mushrooms.
weirdly picky.
I like the flavor of mushrooms. I don't like mushrooms themselves.
I love mushrooms. That does
So like
your whole statement just kind of, what does that mean?
like umami flavor, it
Oh,
like
yeah,
comes
yeah.
from mushrooms.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
have like a mushroom umami seasoning inside of my cabinet. I use it a fuckload. I love it. It's a great seasoning, this umami mushroom seasoning. And it's literally from a company called like
But you
Mushroom and
just don't like
Company.
straight up mushrooms, like
Don't like straight up mushrooms.
Wow.
Nah.
I love mushrooms, dude. Mushrooms are delicious.
Yeah, those are my
Very
two
healthy.
biggies.
Very healthy for you too,
Those
man.
are my two big ones. And you find them a lot.
Oh, I mean, yeah, mushrooms are a pretty common ingredient, man.
Tomatoes are super common.
I used to really, really hate onions and tomatoes, and then my palate just got better, and I love them now. Like, don't get me wrong,
I love
I'm
onions.
not a psycho where I'm like, dude, my grandfather used to just bite into like a tomato like it was an apple, and then
Same with my
sprinkle
grandfather.
like some salt on it, dude. And I'm like,
Dog,
you
same.
crazy.
Yes,
My
like,
grandfather
yeah.
is also crazy. I'm talking about my great grandfather too, like who grew up in like Great Depression era. He also
This is
used
my
to I'm gonna tell you something that will blow your mind. He also used to eat raw hamburger meat. So my
yeah.
grandfather's kind of crazy, dude.
Dude, my grandpa literally would like he would take a bite of the tomato, like sprinkle salt on it, like
Yeah.
take a bite, like a lot of salt. It wasn't like a sprinkle of salt per bite. It was like every bite, like salt shaker, salt shaker, salt shaker, bite, salt shaker, salt shaker, salt shaker,
Yeah,
bite.
it's
Like,
that's
and it was like,
disgusting.
dog, that's so much salt on each bite. What the
Yeah. No,
fuck?
that's
Like,
insanity. My
yeah.
grandfather used to do the same thing. And like I don't like tomatoes like that. Like I think tomatoes are great as like an accessory to another flavor. You know what I mean? Like on a
Mm-hmm.
burger, I think tomatoes are great. I obviously like,
Nah,
spaghetti sauce and I that's just my opinion. We're talking about my opinions, Kyle.
I
Shut
get
up.
it. Yeah.
Shut up, dude. We're talking about my opinions. But yeah, I wouldn't just eat like a tomato like straight up raw. But like something that I love is just like I used to when I worked at that cheese shop, I would get cherry tomatoes and like some nice cheese, and I would cut some cherry tomatoes in half and just pair it with the cheese, and it's a delicious combination.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah, I
mean,
would
yeah,
never
I
eat
don't know.
cherry tomatoes just like popping them in my mouth. I don't like that, dude. It's like the flavor of tomatoes on its own are fucking blech.
It's a blistered tomatoes is a common accessory to fancy meals at restaurants. They will give you like a vine of like blistered grape tomatoes, basically, that they just sort of blister in a pan or in the oven.
Yeah,
It's a
fancy
very
restaurants
common
are
one.
always on some bullshit like that, though. They're well, like
Yeah.
we'll put some twigs on your plate. That'll be $1,200. That's farm to table, baby.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Master Chef and Hell's Kitchen lately, and like a
Yeah,
lot of people love using blistered tomatoes, and I'm like, that feels like a cop out for a garnish.
my roommate works in like fine dining, like, and he says it's like insane. Like the stuff that they do is like really just out of this world. Says it's
Yeah.
very, very, very stressful though. And I'm like, yeah, I can imagine. You're fucking waiting on the elites, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. And like a lot of those chefs in fine dining have massive egos where they all think they're the next Gordon Ramsay, like
Of course,
or they
yeah.
all idolize him or chefs like or they'll pretend like they don't like Gordon Ramsay, but they act like him still. And it's like yeah, it's a lot of that shit, dude. Like, it's so many egos in that industry. Everybody I know who like works in fine dining or like nice restaurants and shit, like they all say the same thing. They're like, it's super high stress, and like
Yeah.
the chefs are always pretty horrible to their staff. Like, they treat
Yeah,
them
yeah.
like they will literally just fucking yell at you or berate you. Like, yeah. It's some
That's
garbage.
fucking
And it's
rough,
been
dude.
and I think it's been normalized by what we see on TV is like the fucked up thing. Like Gordon Ramsay has normalized it in a way.
Yeah, restaurant culture is pretty toxic, dude. It's not great. It used
And
to be a
I
lot worse where you wouldn't even get like a meal break. You'd just be like, if you wanted to eat something, you would just have to go in a corner for 5 minutes and scarf it down.
yeah.
Used to be way worse, but it's still pretty toxic, dude. Oh, you got the doggo? Got
Yeah.
Aggie on your lap? What's
Egg, you
up,
got anything you want to say
Aggie?
into the mic? You want to say anything into the mic? Say what's up.
I don't think
No?
your
All
dog
right.
has Scooby-Doo abilities, Kyle. Don't be silly, dude. We're trying to do a professional podcast right now, man.
Thought she might have like a bark or a whine or something she wanted to let
Oh,
out.
yeah, that would have been cute.
Yeah.
That'd have been some cute points for the podcast, dude.
She
Maybe
just
then
hopped
we
up
could
in
have
my lap.
finally got one female listener who's not your wife, dude.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know, man.
But yeah, fine
It's funny.
dining. That's cool though, man. I'm
Yeah.
glad you had fun in Boston. I think
Yeah,
I'm
how
still
was
I think I'm still going out there at the end of March. I gotta see, so I'll let you know how I enjoyed if I go out there.
yeah, let me know, dude.
Definitely. What were you about to ask me? How was what?
How was your week?
How was my week? It's all right, dude. I kind of cleared my schedule a little bit. I stopped working with like a client that I don't no longer want to work for, who is kind of like stressing me out. So no hard feelings to them. I just don't really want to work with them anymore. You know what I mean? So that's been good. I've had more free time cleared up on my schedule, so it's good. I did a fucking show at this new comedy club in Williamsburg last night called Flophouse Comedy Club. That was pretty cool. So
Yeah.
it was fun. It was a good time. I met some really funny comedians last night that were really cool. I had a pretty good set too, so they were like pretty nice to me. It was good. Good time.
I
I
mean,
haven't
that
really
works out.
What's up?
Yeah. I was gonna say
Let
that
me
works out nicely when your set goes well.
Well, yeah, I mean, dude, if you bomb in New York, nobody's gonna like want to talk to you after the show, you know what I mean? It's kind of people are not as nice here.
No
It's
way,
just
you don't
like that.
say.
Yeah, it's just like that, man. Which is understandable. I get it.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. It's yeah, it's more cutthroat out there for sure.
Well, it's also like, dude, if you think about all the like unfunny weirdos you guys got running around in Michigan who make things hard for people, we have like 10 times the amount because we
Sure,
have
yeah, I'll
10
name
times the
names. No.
comedians. We got 10 times the comedians. You can go ahead and name names. I'll bleep them out, dude.
Nah, it's good. I got names though.
But you know what I mean, where
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
the numbers increased exponentially out here, so I understand why people's guards are up a lot more.
I think
I
every
think I
year after
mentioned
the
this on
new
the last,
year.
or no, I mentioned this on Elena's. Did I mention this to you, or did I mention to? No, I said it on Elena's podcast. One of the first comedians I met out here ended up shooting a guy on the subway like 3 months after. So
You
people
did
have
tell
their
me
guards
that.
up, dude. I did tell you that. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, still
that'll
funny. Still
happen.
funny to bring up, dude.
That'll happen
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, yeah. And
Once in a
you know what's
while.
really fucked up, dude? He was like really funny. That was the
There was
worst
like
part.
a number of years ago, a few years back, I don't know, probably 5 years ago, maybe. There's some dude who like did Kill Tony, and then like a year later, or like 3 to 6 months later, a news story comes out that this same dude, and they ended up finding
Oh
out from the news, this dude
yeah.
pushed his girlfriend or his wife over the balcony of their apartment and murdered her or
It
something.
was
Like,
somebody who was like kind of famous too.
no, dude.
No, his girlfriend was.
Oh, his girlfriend, maybe. Yeah, he wasn't.
Yeah.
He was
No,
just a
he was a
shitty
shitty open
comedian.
micer. I think his girlfriend was like a producer or something in Hollywood, like actually like in the industry.
Yeah, and he like pushed her off the balcony, which is
Dude,
wild.
that's fucking insane, man.
It's insane, dude. So
Well,
it's like, yeah, it's
think about how
great.
many different people you meet doing comedy, and then like okay, you really start to think about like, okay, how many of those people were just straight up like psychopaths? And you're like, a
Dude,
lot.
you know
A
how many
lot, dude.
comedians have criminal records? So many.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
so
And
many.
that doesn't necessarily make you a psychopath, but I'm just saying like even like audience members
But
where you
some
met
have
were just
very
crazy.
dangerous criminal records. It's like
Yes.
how many have dangerous criminal records? Not
Yes.
just like, oh, I sold weed when I was a teenager. So, like that's
Yeah,
not what I
yeah.
mean. Like I got caught with coke or something like that, or a
Yeah.
DUI. I mean, people who've got violent criminal histories. Like there's plenty, plenty. There's
For
some that are
sure.
big names. Joey Diaz. Like that dude's a massive name. Joey Coco Diaz, dude.
Yeah. 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 I mean, he kidnapped a guy. He
Yeah,
literally kidnapped a guy.
he's murdered
He's
people.
very
He's
open
like
about it. He
he's
said he
low key
killed
talked.
somebody?
Yeah, he's talked about it. Where like he's
Oh,
like
yikes.
he's said like he will never make like full statements on like when it happened, but like he doesn't fully talk about the stories of it. But he's like, yeah, I've had to, like like the dude, yeah.
All right,
He,
moving on. Moving
anyways,
forward.
talking about people who killed somebody. You want to talk about Ronnie Radke?
Well,
Criminals who got off.
he did, yeah, yeah. He was involved in a situation where somebody got killed, but I don't think he pulled the trigger. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure
He was an
he
accessory to
did not.
murder.
He was an accessory to murder. Yes, yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Which
Um,
speaking of which, I started watching Bupkis, dude. I just saw that episode where like they're all just accessories to fucking Simon Rex killing that TMZ reporter. I was like, yo, this show is fucking crazy.
I watched that show when it came out. It's a weird one.
It is weird, but I kind of enjoy it. It's been funny so far. But yeah, yeah, Ronnie Radke, what's oh, he's got the Sanguisugabog guys all pissed off at him. Yeah.
Yeah, which if you don't know who Ronnie Radke is, he's the lead vocalist of Falling in Reverse. Used to be the lead vocalist of Escape the Fate until he went to prison. And
Yes.
then
For
he
being
got
an
out.
accessory to murder, yes.
Yes, and then he got out.
And
And
from
went
that
Falling
point
in
on, he's
Reverse.
only been a good guy.
Sure.
From
Okay.
that point
Yeah.
on, he's been nothing but a really swell person to be around and just nothing but a contributing member to society.
Dude, he is just literally a deviant. He is like he's also got like multiple criminal charges, I think, since then, you
Yeah,
know?
he's a little
Like
bit of a degenerate, dude. He's
he's
what I would call a degenerate, dude.
he's I think like here's my theory with Ronnie Radke is that, and I may have said this before when we've talked about him, I think he's fully embraced wrestling culture. Like he's literally married to a wrestler and he acts like a wrestler does, like being a heel all
Yeah,
the time.
he's
Like
playing
he's
the role of a
purposely
villain, dude. Yeah,
a heel, which
absolutely.
in wrestling
In
there's
the
a
same way that
heel and a
like Tony
face.
Hinchcliffe does that with comedy.
Yeah.
He's
It's like
embraced
there's
being like kind of like a villainous figure in
yeah,
the comedy scene. Yeah.
because they understand like if you embrace being a villain you can also get away with a lot more in a weird way because that's the
Yeah.
crowd you generate.
Your
if you
persona,
generate a
yeah.
crowd if you generate a crowd
Jesselnick's a
that
great
loves the
example.
villain, yeah, if you generate a crowd that loves the villain, they're not going to abandon you when you're being a villain. You
Yeah.
know, like they're going to embrace you when you are a villain. Like it's wrestling 101
Yeah,
where
and
it's
I think
heel and face.
it's actually easier to do that in the music industry, especially in rock music now, because rock music used to be so much more like, like Motley Crue and all those like wild guy, like people throwing TVs out of hotel windows and shit like that, just going wild, just absolutely degenerate behavior. And now that that really doesn't exist, he's like, I could just be the asshole that fills that void.
Yeah,
Even
I'll be
like
the degenerate you guys
even
need.
like take like the Gallagher brothers from like Oasis, for example. Back in the day, they talked shit on everybody, dude. They were like known for just being assholes. And it was honestly, I kind of love them for it because they were really funny about it, dude. Like I can't lie, they were really funny. And as much as I hate Ronnie Radke, I was reading his Twitter and I'm like, dude, some of these tweets are really fucking funny, man. Like,
Yeah, I think I can't confirm, but I think he's a big fan of wrestling. I mean, he's
yeah.
married to a wrestler, like, and I think he's just mimicking what wrestlers do, like literally,
Bro,
like to the T.
some girl was hating on him on Twitter, and his response was, you look like you took a piece of bologna, cut out eye holes and a mouth hole, and then put it over your face." I was like, dude, that is brutal. That's
He's
so mean.
he's just an asshole,
Yeah,
like, and
he's
he
fully
loves
just an
being an
asshole,
asshole, like,
which some people are like that. Yeah, he's just embraced
yeah,
it. Yeah.
and you know, I I don't really like Falling in Reverse's music. I
No,
don't really like Ronnie Radke.
no.
Like, it's like I mean, if I liked their music, I mean, I might think it's a little funnier and like embrace it a little bit, but it's like I think he's just kind of a dirtbag, like, and his music sucks.
Yeah, I also think that.
I've
Yeah,
never liked
it's
Falling in Reverse since they started. Like I remember their first shit that came out, and I was like, "This is bad."
corny,
I liked
corny as
Escape the
hell.
Fate when he was in
I
Escape the Fate. I liked that their early shit
Yeah.
back then. I don't know that I still do because it's like kind of corny looking back on it now. But like, I mean,
Nah,
I liked it back then.
I listened to Situations recently and I was like, nah, this holds up, dude. This is still pretty good music.
You say Situations
Like
holds up.
it's a little corny, but the
These
music is still
situations.
not even just that song necessarily, but like a lot of songs on that album.
Dying is your latest fashion.
A lot of songs on that album still
Oh yeah,
hold up,
not good
dude.
enough for truth or in cliche. That
Yeah.
song.
A lot of songs on that hold up, dude. Situations is fucking tight, dude. They got that sweeping solo in the end. Like, it's a little corny, yeah, but it's still like better than a lot of bands by today's standards.
Yeah.
Are you playing it right now or something?
Yeah, he's like, I touched her. Ooh, she touched my ah.
Yeah, that part. It wasn't. It's not coming through on the on my side. So I
Oh,
was
my
like,
bad.
yeah,
Yeah, I probably should have turned on the fucking audio for you
yeah,
so you can
play
hear
it.
my audio.
Yeah, because I want people to be able to hear. If you don't remember this song, because there are some funny lyrics in it, and it is like it's a classic music video for the time too.
Situations are irrelevant now. She loves the way that I tease.
And if we're gonna be real, almost every scene in the emo kid who was seen in emo in this 2006 MySpace era, if you walk up to them and go, "These situations," they know
They will
it's
finish that
are
lyric.
irrelevant now. Like
Yeah,
they
they can
know
finish that
it.
lyric,
Like
dude.
every fucking scene in emo kid knows that line.
Yeah,
Like every
dude.
one of
Shamelessly,
them.
I will admit I was obsessed with this band when it was 2008.
I loved it before Ronnie Radke got locked up for fucking
Yeah,
the murder charge or whatever, and
I
they
even think
replaced
I even
him.
think the album that they did after the one with the first one they did with Craig Mabbitt afterwards had some pretty tight songs on it. Like the This Is
I
War
don't.
Part 2 or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That
That
was
was
okay.
fucking
Yeah.
sweet, dude. No, that song is sick as hell.
I
There's some dope
want to hear
guitar work in
the.
that
I want to
song.
hear this next little line.
Yeah.
I love the way that she breathes. I touched her, she touched
Yeah, it's pretty corny, dude.
She touched my. Ooh, I touched
But
her.
it's
Ah.
still catchy and it's got a great fucking chorus.
Yeah.
Play the sweeping solo at the end too, because it's fucking tight, dude.
All right. Here, I gotta fucking find the part. I gotta find this fucking chorus, dude. Oh, lying is your favorite pat. What is going right?
What is going on? Honestly, that never happened. Lying is your favorite passion. Leave me, go where you belong.
That's another like that like line that honestly that never happened. Lying is your favorite passion. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure people like they had shirts with lying is your favorite passion and like fucking
They
impact font on the
absolutely
back
did.
of it.
Yeah,
You
absolutely
know?
they did. Bro, he also his voice sounded fucking great back then. He sounds fine now. I'm not saying he's a bad singer by any means, but I think his voice sounded fucking tight back then.
Oh, let's see if I can find this.
What is going on?
It's in the ending chorus.
Never happened. Lying is your favorite passion. Leave me, go where you belong.
This is like the final chorus here, so
Right
hey
here.
man.
Is your latest fashion. Darling,
Oh yeah.
going on? Honestly, that never happened. Lying is your favorite passion.
Yeah, man. I
That's
mean, you
tight,
hear
dude.
like they this and like also when he started falling in reverse, you could see easily like the classic like the 80s metal influence
That's
too,
what I
you
mean,
know?
yeah.
It was very evident. Like it
Like
was evident in their fashion choices.
even though they're an emo band, you could clearly tell they're like took a lot of influence from like hair metal and like Motley Crue.
Wasn't this video a remake of
This
Hot
is
for
like
Teacher?
it's a rip off of Hot for Teacher, yes, or an homage,
Yeah,
I should
by
say,
Van
yeah.
Halen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Van
obviously a
Halen.
Hot for Teacher thing.
Yeah, it was the Hot for Teacher video, basically. I remember that. So
Yep.
yeah, I mean they used to fucking rip for what it's worth, man. I mean, like
For
I
what
used
it's
to like
worth,
him when
dude.
I was younger, but like he's a monster now. He's starting beef with fucking hardcore bands that could beat the shit out of him. Like
Yeah, that
so
Sanguisugabog guy is
thankfully Sugabog.
scary, bro.
So he like
That
he's
guy
like
is
talking
terrifying, man. He's
Ronnie.
huge.
So this all stems from like Sanguisugabog, like and or the band Stabbed. There's a band called Stabbed,
Yeah,
and they
Stabbed is involved
posted
too.
about MGK's stupid ass new razor blade guitar.
Which is annoyingly fucking cringe, dude.
Yeah,
It's
it's so
so
cringe.
bad.
He's trying so hard to be like, I'm emo, look. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like, dog, we get it. You made a song called Emo Girl. You have a razor blade guitar.
I will never buy another Schecter because of that, actually.
Yeah, dude, it
I
makes me
want
I
that
have
to
a
be known and hope somebody at Schecter hears this. I will never buy another Schecter because you guys put that guitar out. The
I'm
fucking
sure they're
pink
gonna hear
one,
it.
the pink
Yeah.
one was one thing, but at least it like had like a semi-traditional body that looked good.
This looks dumb.
This looks dumb. And
Yeah,
also, like,
and
why are you encouraging that type of thing? Like, what the fuck? It's not cool to cut yourself, dude.
Yeah, dude. And literally like the fucking so like he puts his guitar out, looks like a razor blade, and the body
Mhm.
of it is made to look like a razor blade.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. And like it also like when I saw that, I have a Schecter Guitar Research shirt. And like I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna wear that anymore. Like it
Yeah,
doesn't
fuck
really fit me
Schecter,
well.
dude.
I was like, yeah, but I don't think I'm gonna be because I used to play Schecter, like my guitar that I had for years. I've only owned one electric guitar. I've owned two acoustics, but the one electric guitar I've had was a Schecter Omen 6.
Yeah.
Love that guitar. Sick metal guitar. I bought it because it was a metal guitar. Like it was made for playing like metal
Yeah, I mean,
music,
they're
you
good.
know?
They got solid intro. I'm still gonna keep the
Yeah.
bass that I have from them. It sounds good. I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah. They
But
make
yeah,
great instruments
from
for
this
metal
point
music.
forward, you guys can get fucked, Schecter.
But
So
Stabbed posted something being like, "This guitar is fucking stupid."
dumbest guitar ever.
He's like,
Yeah.
if I see anybody, if I ever see somebody with this guitar, he's like, I'll fucking hit him on the spot, or like something like that. He's like, I'll punch, like it's something like that. Like,
Just a
he's like, I'll
very
beat
like
their ass.
hardcore guy to be like, I'll
Yeah,
beat your ass. Like that's which
yeah,
is like honestly, that's a little bit too far. You could just say the guitar sucks. You don't have to be like,
yeah,
I will beat your ass if you have this guitar.
yeah.
That's a little too far, dude.
But
Calm
then
down, buddy.
Ronnie Radke came in and said some shit. Don't remember what it was. Doesn't really matter. And then like Sanguisugabog jumped in because they're a hardcore band whose friends was stabbed. It was like, yo, and like Ronnie Radke said something about like you get your asses beat, and then like Sanguisugabog was like, dude, we'd love to beat your ass. Like basically like something in those lines. Like like it stirred up shit, and Ronnie like it went back and forth for hours of them just like throwing insults at each other. And then
At one
Ronnie
point,
was
Ronnie
like,
Radke posted like a gym photo of the singer from Sanguisugabog who's fucking jacked and accused him of being on TRT. And I'm like, well, if he is, you definitely shouldn't like, be fucking threatening him or trying to fight him. Dude, they banned that shit in the UFC because it turns fighters into monsters.
well,
You don't want to fight a guy on that.
he replied and was like, I'm not on fucking TRT, you
I
idiot.
know he's
Like,
not, but
yeah.
I'm saying if he was, if you genuinely think that, then why would you pick a fight with him? He's gonna tear you limb from limb.
Yeah. It's really ridiculous.
That guy would destroy Ronnie Radke without being on it. He's a giant.
Yeah, so the member literally the member of Stabbed, his name's Mark. He goes, if I see anyone with this guitar, I will beat them with it. Like, that was a fucking
Which is, yeah.
like, and then Ronnie Radke replies and goes, I'll pull up to your show and hand it to you and fuck your bitch ass up. Most you deathcore metal guys are soft as shit. Take that tough guy shit somewhere else, you punk. And then the dude from Stabbed just replies with ha 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 ha. It's like a long like ha ha ha. Like that's it. And then like Sanguisugabog got into and they've deleted like their tweets and
Dude, there
like
was one where
so Sanguisugabog like here's what it is. It's like it's a picture of like Ronnie Radke back in like his emo scene days, and he goes, "I'll pull up to your show and hand you this guitar I bought for you. Then fuck your bitch ass up, RAR XD." Like, they put like RAR XD at the
that's
end of
hilarious.
it.
Yeah, and they posted like a really old emo photo of him. Yeah.
Mhm.
I saw
And then
that. And then, dude, there
he
was
goes,
another one
he
where
says,
Ronnie said something about like one of their girls or something. And then one of them replied where it was because he's
he goes,
dating Paige from WWE who had like sex tapes leaked.
uh-huh.
And so one of the guys from Sanguisugabog or Stabbed was like, if I want to see your girl get clapped, I'll just look it up online. And I was like, oh,
Yeah. And he said it like
brutal.
it was something like, and I'll watch her get tag teamed by like, and he put the two wrestlers' names because there's two wrestlers who like
Yeah.
tag teamed her in one of the videos, dude.
Yeah.
Then Sega one of their tweets to him is goes, Ronnie Rad, they put a picture of Ronnie Radke. They go, Ronnie Radke looks like he calls girls kitten.
No, dude, they destroyed him.
And then
Like,
he found this old photo of Sanguisugabog and goes, so you got one dude in Roddy goes, you got this is pretty funny actually. So you got one dude in the band with Down syndrome, Franz from Attila, and two gas station employees. Congrats, you made it. That's actually pretty funny.
no, dude,
And
they
then
really
Sugabog goes, you look like Trace Silas fucked Miley Cyrus. Way to pull up an old pic. Let's see you try to jaw up face to face.
yeah.
And then it just spiraled. And then Roddy Radke goes, I'll fight all four of you. And then
Listen,
it just became this thing. Like
gonna
it
point this
really
out.
spiraled.
No, go ahead.
Like fucking he goes, if he sends me the gas money, I'll pull up and we could squash like mid and I'll have a tickle fight. And he goes, at Ronnie Radke, don't you have assault allegations to beat before you try and fight 4 dudes who would easily smoke you?
Yeah.
Like literally, and they call him out on all his allegations and everything, like call him a rapist. And then like they post a picture of him and goes, the evil Trapped singer don't want the smoke. Like calling him the singer from Trap, saying he's the evil Trapped singer. Yeah. It just like it keeps going, man. And like it's so fucking fun. He literally had like his management send over a request to Sanguisugabog for like a fight in an email or whatever. It like there's a legit like screenshot of it. It's insane. And it's like
This should be a Triller boxing match. It really should be like an influencer boxing match at this point.
Oh, so he goes, somebody goes, either way, you know, he got that little man syndrome standing at a whopping 5'2". And then Ronnie Radke goes, he does, not talking shit, but 5'8" is short. That's why he's on TRT. I see right through his ass. And then the dude from Sanguisugabog goes, not on anything, dude. LMAO. I don't need TRT. I'm 29. Like, it's calling Roddy out for being in his 40s and acting like a child, basically.
Yeah, which is insane that he's like he's like 40.
Apparently they're both going to be at Sonic Temple and they're like talking about that and shit. Like, so maybe
I hope they do fight. I hope that Ronnie Radke gets the shit
hilarious.
Kicked out of him. I think it would actually be a good thing.
Sanguisugabog, they're not something to fuck with. They play a game at their shows called Murder Ball.
Listen, I'm gonna level to anybody who's listening to this who might be like a metalcore kid who thinks that they're tough. You're not. In comparison to these hardcore kids, you are not tough. I'm letting you know right now, you're a pussy, dude. Like me and Kyle, we more came from the metalcore stuff. I like hardcore way more now than metalcore, but that's where I grew up. That's the scene that I grew up in. I'm not fucking tough, dude. I'm not gonna pretend that I'm tough. Like, Ronnie Radke really needs to stop pretending that he's tough before he really catches the wrong guy.
Yeah, dude.
These guys might be the wrong guys to fuck with.
Yeah, like, let me put it in perspective. These guys, like I said, they play a game at their shows called Murder Ball, where what the lead singer does is takes a football, throws it into the pit, and says, whoever brings this to our merch booth gets a free t-shirt.
Yeah.
And they let people in the crowd fucking murder each other for that football to get to the merch booth. Like, those dudes will go at it. Like, they're like, all right, get the pit going. When we start this song, we're throwing the football in. Whoever brings it to us at our merch booth after this set,
dude,
it's a free t-shirt. A bunch of dudes start beating each other the fuck down to try and get a free t-shirt.
I remember the first time I ever like saw real hardcore kids when I was a teenager and being at like a real, like seeing like real hardcore bands play and just noticing like a stark difference in the level of scariness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember being up top at the Modern Exchange watching like, I don't know, just like these random hardcore bands playing and like people throwing like trash can lids around and like full trash cans. There was like a show where like bear mace got set off and the venue had to be evacuated. Like we all had to leave. Like those hardcore kids, they're crazy, dude. Like you're not tough. Like these guys will fuck you up, dude. I think it'd be good for Ronnie Radke to get a little roughed up, dude.
This is my favorite insult. This is my favorite insult that Sanguisugabog probably threw at him. Yeah. It's just a picture of Ronnie Radke, and it goes, Timu Ghostmane been awfully quiet.
That's good, dude. That's really good.
They called him Timu Ghostmane. Yeah. That's fucking funny, dude. Oh, man.
If anybody doesn't know what Timu is, it's like a wish.com type of website where you're like, you'll order like a PS5 and they'll send you like a toaster that looks like a PS5.
Yeah. And if you don't know who Ghostmane is, look him up. Then look up Ronnie Radke, and you'll understand why he looks like Timu Ghostmane.
That's a pretty clutch insult, dude.
Yeah,
he's really on the losing end of these verbal clashes he's having. Like sometimes he'll like, don't get me wrong, when he's like has haters like that are just normal people that are fans. His responses to them are usually pretty funny and brutal, but he just got wrecked in this, dude.
He posted something at one point, and he goes, how do I get unshadow banned when you search my name? It doesn't pop up. And then Sanguisugabog just replies, goes, dude stays looking himself up to see if he finds any more allegations coming out. That's hilarious.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
so
dude.
funny. They're
Shout
just
out to
like
the
they-
Sanguisuga Bog guys. Go check them out. They're fucking brutal.
if you want to hear it, I'll play a little clip of them. This song's called Dead as Shit.
They're really heavy.
Song's called Dead as Shit. To give you a perspective, this song is their top song called Dead as Shit. Second song is called Pissed. Third song is called Face Ripped Off.
Yeah.
It's literally
These are
their top
the
three
guys you're
songs.
picking a fight with. Well, what is
Is
wrong
what
with you?
their top three songs are Dead as Shit, Pissed, and Face Ripped Off. And you're like, I'll pick a fight with these guys. Yeah, sounds good.
I could win.
It's fucking grimy, dude. I'll
Super
skip a little
grimy.
bit in.
All right, hell yeah, dude.
It's fucking
Yeah.
hardcore music.
They're
at its
super heavy.
finest, dude. Yeah,
They
it's
got
very
a little bit
heavy.
of like they got a little bit of death metal in them too, for sure. But yeah,
They
they're
just
heavy, dude.
announced they're going on a co-headlining tour with Jesus Piece as well, so that'll be a sick
Nice.
tour.
That
Yeah,
would be sick, dude. I love Jesus Piece.
I might try and catch it in Detroit, depending. We'll see when it pops through here. So
Yeah, Jesus Piece is fucking awesome, dude. But yeah, what else we got, Kyle? We don't have to
Man.
spend the whole time talking about that fucking guy.
we don't have to, but it is hilarious. So we'll wrap it up with like I'll wrap up the story
We got
on
like
this
okay,
here.
I was gonna say we
No,
got
I'm
like
not
20
wrapping
minutes
up the whole
left.
podcast. I was just wrapping up this sort of story here. So this is really how it kind of finished out. Apparently, Ronnie Radke was like saying some shit about his dad's in a motorcycle club and might try and like get them to come after them. But then like they also said like, yo, we know like motorcycle club people as well. Like, the fuck are you on, dude? Like, and then Ronnie Radke said like he's getting rolled. He's like, they're talking shit on Instagram, and then Ronnie Radke goes, he's getting rolled up on. And then Ronnie Radke insists he will apologize to me on camera and I will post it. I'm like, I don't think they're gonna, dude. I don't think these guys are gonna apologize on camera to you. If I'm gonna be real with you, I don't think they give that much of a fuck about you at this point. I
No.
love this when somebody goes, Chilldozer and Sanguisugabog would turn your skinny ass into ground beef. LOL.
Yeah.
Which is
For
very
real though, dude. They're like scary guys. Like they're not
Yeah.
people you want to fuck with. The
Yeah, they
fuck?
literally though, like they messaged him and like the one dude was like, I'm done and over with it. Let's just drop the shit already. It's old. And Ronnie Radke goes, nope, it's not over. He goes, I'll delete the shit. Just move the fuck on with your life. And he goes, no, you won't. He goes, yeah, I will. I'm done for real. Done with it. And he goes, I'll take that as you showing up to the Disturbed tour. If I don't get you, someone will. Apologize on Twitter. Take that shit back. The dude goes, dude, I won't even be here for the Disturbed tour. This isn't worth anything. And he goes, and don't apologize sarcastically. Go apologize on Twitter. Take that shit back. And the dude goes, dude, I won't even be here for the Disturbed tour. This isn't worth anything. He goes, and don't apologize sarcastically. Apologize on Twitter over and over again. He's telling the dude to apologize, and then he blocks him. And then Ronnie Radke blocks him. The
Wow.
dude's like, yo, just drop it. Like, just fucking drop it, man. Like, we're done with it. It's so fucking funny.
Well,
yeah.
it's a good thing that we got such a mature guy leading the rock and roll industry right now. It is
This
really
is-
annoying how big he is.
Yeah. And did you ever hear about the incident of like him threatening his dad's Ronnie Radke said his dad's biker gang is going to come after this guy because a guy wore a fuck Ronnie Radke shirt at Blue Ridge Rock Festival in 2021?
No,
you hear
but I
about
think-
this?
No, I didn't hear about that. His dad's in a biker gang.
It's in this article. So like some dude wore
Shut
at
up,
Blue Ridge
dude.
Rock Fest in 2021 wore a t-shirt that said fuck Ronnie Radke. And Ronnie Radke's exact statement to this guy on stage goes, you stand up to motherfuckers like this. I beat up people twice your size. I beat up people like you on his shoulders. I'm not playing with you. And if I won't do it, my dad's biker gang will, homeboy. You think I'm fucking playing? Fuck you. People try to test me. This is the reason I went to jail, because of like him. I go to therapy to control my anger towards people like this, man. That's what you guys need to do. I'm sorry. I don't let it slide, bro. I have an issue with anger, but if I'm being disrespected, I fucking get real fucking heated, bro. I'll give you a fucking heart attack, homie. I'm serious. You know it too. I'm looking in both of your guys' eyes, you fucking Cyclops looking motherfucker. Fuck you. And he said this on stage at a concert because a guy wore a fuck Ronnie Radke shirt.
You know how I know he's not badass? Badass people don't say shit like that. In fact, they don't say anything.
Badass people
people
don't
who
say
are
my dad's biker get. Like, I'm gonna get my dad to come get you. Don't make me tell my dad. Like it's
dude,
like you fucking child.
people who are actually hard don't talk shit like this. They just show up and beat your ass.
So
Like,
here's the thing, though. This is the only part where I'm like, maybe Ronnie Radke would have a chance in this fight, and this is the only way possible. Only way. Alex Terrible stepped in. And Alex Terrible of Slaughter to Prevail stepped in and said, if someone wants to fight Ronnie Radke, then you got to fight me first. I would love to bare knuckle. Just saying, Ronnie is the main boss. So before you go to the main boss, you want to fight his mates. Where I'm like, Alex, stay out of this, dude. You're too good for this guy.
He jumped in it?
Yeah, like he literally said, he's like, if you want to get to Ronnie, you're going to have to go through me. I would love to bare knuckle.
Jesus Christ.
Where
Wait,
I'm
good
like,
luck. Good luck to the Sanguisuga guys on that one, dude.
Yeah, that's where I'm like,
Have fun fighting a guy
man,
who grew up in
you
Russia.
might be out.
Have
This guy
fighting
fights
a guy who grew
bears.
up in communist Russia, dude. Good luck with that. Good luck bare
Yeah.
knuckle boxing that guy, dude. Yeah, this guy fucking wrestles grizzly bears. Good luck.
For fun. Yeah.
For fun. This is the guy who also cut a fucking crazy scar into his face just because he thought it looked cool.
Sliced his face open so he could have a cool scar.
You're dealing with a real psycho.
Yeah, like, you might have met your match now. Yeah. I mean, so what are you gonna do, man? That's where once I saw that, I was like, all right, maybe they should step back.
Yeah, maybe don't attack Ron. Maybe that is why they're like, hey, maybe we should fucking drop this dude. There's be some collateral damage.
Yeah. Because Alex Terrible is a scary dude.
Yeah, everybody should just get along, dude. I don't understand.
These Sanguisugabog dudes look scary, but Alex Terrible we know is scary. So that's
I would imagine the dudes from Sanguisugabog could probably fight pretty well.
Yeah.
Coming from like the hardcore scene, they could probably fucking fight, dude.
Like, they're also fucking big, dude.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like they could probably fight. Let's be real here.
It's pretty funny.
Fucking beefy boys.
Anyway, you want to talk about weird collaborations that are in the news? Because we got 3 of them. 3 weird collaborations in the metal news.
Yeah.
It's odd, man. It's like so many metal bands are trying to do collaborations now. Oh, sorry, I got hiccups all of a sudden. The most recent one that we saw that you hated was Spirit Box and Megan Thee Stallion. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all.
But we got a few new ones on the way, apparently. Cradle of Filth is doing a collaboration with Ed Sheeran on their new album. They're going to have Ed Sheeran.
I don't like, dude, what are you... Okay, so Cradle of Filth is having Ed Sheeran on their album.
That's what
I thought it was the other way around, where it's like the vocalist of Cradle of Filth was going to feature on an Ed Sheeran song, and I was like, how?
Nah, I think it's a Cradle. I think from everything that's coming out, it's Cradle of Filth, and it's going to have Ed Sheeran on it.
Interesting.
Well, one of the surprises, obviously,
it's he's gonna do.
Here's what it says, but it's not so much a surprise as that we've got a song that we have pop star Ed Sheeran guesting on. It's going to be on the album, and people have heard it and loved it. But it is what you can imagine. It's Cradle of Filth and it's Ed Sheeran. It sounds like Ed Sheeran. It sounds like Cradle of Filth. There's a blast beat in it. That's sort of what they said. Yeah. I think it's going to surprise a lot of people, the album, but it doesn't necessarily mean the album is commercial. It's a very heavy record. We just upped the game as a band. We moved one step forward towards the future from our previous record. I don't know, man. Interesting, right?
Yeah.
At the very least.
I don't know. I didn't really like the collaboration that Bring Me the Horizon did with that guy, to be honest with you. I thought that song sounded like shit.
Speaking of Bring Me the Horizon, apparently they're hinting at a collaboration with Billie Eilish. That's one of the other ones that we got in the news right now.
Big shocker right there, dude.
Yeah, they're doing another pop star collaboration. They did one with fucking MGK. They did one with Ed Sheeran. They're hinting at a Billie Eilish one.
Yeah, they're fully committed to selling out. I'm aware.
That's pretty big, though, because Billie Eilish, I feel like, doesn't collaborate with a whole lot of people.
I don't know. I mean, not really, but I don't really listen to her music, so I'm unaware.
But like, I think her albums are mostly her. Like, she does. I mean, I don't think she does a lot of guest vocals on different shit.
Yeah.
If I'm right, I
No,
mean,
you're
I think
probably,
so.
there's no need to look it up, Kyle. Who
I'm already
cares?
on Apple Music, so I can just go to her Apple Music and it'll show me like things that she's been featured on, you
Oh,
know?
okay.
Yeah, it's really easy to check to see if she's been like featured on other people's shit.
But yeah,
Yeah, I don't see shit, dude.
it's really not surprising, dude. Bring Me the Horizon to me has just become like the biggest sellout band in rock and roll.
I mean, they're getting there.
Yeah. I mean, other than like Kiss, who is just they're just the kings of being sellouts.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if they're I don't want to say they're selling out, I guess, but
I think they've
they are.
changed everything they're doing is to, advance their careers further and make money as opposed to just making good music.
But they also seem to be making what they want to make. It doesn't feel like they're making what the industry necessarily wants them to make. It seems like they're doing shit that they want to do and they want to take things to bigger levels and collaborate with bigger artists. And it's like,
Sure, but to me when it comes
that's
to like the like we're gonna collaborate with Billie Eilish, it's like, okay, but you're I think you're doing that to make money. Like that's not necessarily gonna do anything to push the genre forward or like do anything. It's
it's not going to
just to
push the
make
genre
money and do
forward, but it is
numbers,
like,
dude.
but it could be like fucking bucket list shit. You know what I mean? Like,
I guess. I mean, to me, it's just to make
like
money.
collaborating with massive artists, I think
And
is on a
dude,
lot of artists' bucket list. A lot of like
Kyle,
major artists have
I know
artists
you
they would
love
love to
them,
collaborate
but
with.
also I'm gonna level with you here. I know you love them, but I gotta level with you, bro. You literally just told me you don't think there's any like industry pressure for them to they're signed to a major label. Like they're definitely they don't have full creative control, dude. There's no way. Band signed a like things have to get approved before they can be on a record. Like the label has to approve of it. They
I don't know
don't
what you're talking
have
about, dude. Sony's an independent label, all right? I don't know what you mean, dude. They let their artists do what they want. Sony's a tiny
I'm
little
just saying you
indie
don't think there's
label.
any industry pressure for them to be like do these weird things to get your numbers higher so we can make more
Nah, there's
money.
probably definitely pressure for them to do collaborations. I mean, but I think they get some input on who they're doing the collaborations with for sure. Like they
Yeah,
probably have a list of people they'd like to collaborate
the
with.
label's going to run analytics to see what would work best. They're going to collect data and run all that and test it and before they even put it out to see what would draw the most attention.
Maybe. I don't know,
No,
man.
not maybe, Kyle. That's literally what these businesses do, man.
I think
You
that
don't think they know numbers? You don't think they know everything going on?
I'm sure obviously they do, but I think there's also some level of it
You
where
just
they
want to
want to do
defend
this
Bring Me the
too.
Horizon, dude.
I think there's some level of it where they want to do it too. Like,
Which is I don't I'm not I listen, I don't think Bring Me the Horizon makes bad music. It's not for me anymore. I grew out of their what they're doing. I don't really like it, but they're fine. But I still, dude, I think they're sellouts, man. I think they literally fall into
all
the biggest definition of like sellouts.
right. I disagree on the term sellout, but
I'm not fully
I
buying that they're like, yeah, this is always what we wanted to do and sound like. I'm like, yeah, sure, guys.
I don't think it's what they always wanted to do. No. I
Dude,
think over time it's become what they wanted to
before
do.
they changed their sound, they were on the verge of financially collapsing as a band. You realize that, right? Like the Suicide Season and There Is a Hell years, they were like literally on the verge of collapsing. And then they kind of started saving themselves with Sempiternal, and then they kind of started going full pop, and that's when they really started raking in the dough.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
literally I watched a documentary about this.
I think part of it is them wanting to advance their sound as well and wanting to do new things. And I think some bands get tired of what they're doing. Look at any band over time, their sound changes. It's so rare for a band to keep the same sound their whole career.
In
Like,
what world though is doing mainstream rock advancing your sound?
I think it is advancing your sound from what it used
As
to be.
a like as a band who was on the kind of in like this like to me when they were doing like the There's a Hell, that whole album was like an experimental like deathcore phase for them where I'm like they really should have wrote that route. That was like my favorite era and sound they ever had. Sempiternal was great too. Uh but then it just became like watered down. And it's like to me water to go from that and then to water down your sound and then sprinkle in some like pop elements is not advancing the sound. You're trying to be more palatable for a bigger audience, which I get from a business standpoint, but that is the definition of selling out, dude.
I don't know. I think they also just get bored with what they're doing, and so they're constantly trying to do different shit.
Sure.
I think that's
I'm not
part
gonna
of
argue with you about it. I think they're sellouts,
it.
dude.
All right.
No
Agree to disagree. I don't
disrespect.
think they're I
Dude,
don't
there's
think they're
nothing wrong with
sellouts.
having to make money. If they
I
were on the
don't
verge of financially collapsing as a band before, there's nothing wrong with having to change to make money and continue doing with what you're doing. There's nothing wrong with that.
I think I think they have gone a little more commercial, but I wouldn't put them in the category of sellout at this point.
Dude, they're very commercial.
I wouldn't put them in the category of sellouts, though. I think there are bands that are sellouts, and I don't think they are one
All
of
right, well,
them.
let's fucking
But
agree to disagree here, Kyle.
on the third collaboration in the news this week, then
Yeah,
is Five Finger Death Punch announces a deluxe version of Afterlife featuring a song with DMX.
that's gonna. I don't even like Five Finger Death Punch. I think they're
Neither do
really
I.
corny, but I will definitely check that out. Like,
Same.
that's gonna be funny. It probably won't
Yeah.
be a good song, let's be honest here.
Song's
But
called This Is the Way, and it's featuring the late rapper DMX. So they've been holding it, I guess. Like they've had it for a while and they just didn't release it. They've been trying to find like the right time and stuff and like waiting for when things were like, when everything lined up. But um their
well,
like sort
hey,
of statement from their guitarists is music is meant to be shared and it starts at the top with us, the artist said. Five Finger Death Punch guitarist Zoltan Bathory of the DMX track. We've always embraced the mixing of genres, whether it be the remake of LL Cool J's Mama Said Knock You Out featuring Tech Nine as a guest, or our collaboration with blues warrior Kenny Wayne Shepherd, country star Brantley Gilbert, and Brian May, the legendary guitarist of Queen, on the song Blue on Black. So it's like they've done some interesting collaborations, even
can I
though I'm
say
not a
something real
fan of
quick?
them. Hmm.
Props to Five Finger Death Punch for not releasing the song immediately upon DMX's death. Props to him for that, because I feel like there's definitely been situations in the past before where like an artist will die and everybody's like, oh, time to make some fucking money, boys. Time to rake in some dough.
Dude, I
You
do
know,
love
so props to them
yeah.
for not doing that. Like, good on you.
I I love their sort of description of DMX here because I completely agree with this. We have always viewed DMX as the metalhead of hip hop because of his aggressive, raw, and untamed style. He growled and snarled, aiming to rattle some cages, an attitude we share. Which it's like, yeah, it's like he is kind of like the most metal hip hop artist in a way, like, or at least one of them,
Do you remember
that is
the
pretty metal.
do you remember the Five Finger Death Punch like anti-COVID music video that came out during the pandemic?
No, but
It's
I
like
remember
it's
it
like
being
the
in the
ant
news.
it's like an anti-lockdown video, dude. It's such a funny music video. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Go check that
they're
out.
fucking insane. They're weird guys. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't like their
I
music. I don't
mean,
listen to them. I don't like their politics. I don't.
look at what the one member became when he started his solo project and did the Devil Daddy stuff. Did I ever show you that?
Yeah,
I don't think I ever made you listen to it though.
you did off pod, just not on pod. It's bad. Yeah, I've seen
Devil
it.
Daddy?
Uh-huh, I'm aware.
It's so good.
No,
Yeah,
it's not.
psychosexual. I think that's what the name of the band was. So bad. No, it's ridiculously bad.
Yeah. Um,
Horrific.
the band. I mean, their whole stage setup and outfits on stage, like the picture of them at the top of this article, looks fucking corny as hell too.
Of what, Five Finger Death Punch?
Yeah, the lead vocalist or whatever, and his mic stand that he has.
Yeah, they're corny guys.
Dude, his
For real.
microphone has a fucking brass knuckles attached to it.
Hmm.
So hard, dude. Fuck it. and he's got like a fucking red jumpsuit on with spikes all over it coming out of it. It's lame. Does
Yeah, that's
anywho. Yeah. I think it's gonna be interesting to hear what them and DMX sound like though.
I mean, it'll probably be trash, let's be honest, but I'll still
Yeah,
listen to it.
unfortunately.
I'll probably still listen to it, you know what I mean?
I'll for
Why
sure
not?
listen to it. Yeah. I will 100% listen to that song. Will
Do
I
you have
like
any
it? Who knows?
do you have anything else you wanted to wrap the pod up on, dude? Because we could do like another 10 at the most.
We're at an hour.
I know, that's what I'm saying. We could do another 10 at the most. I don't want it to go too long, but if there's anything else you want to talk about.
Nothing really too important, man. I mean, Deftones are going to Coachella this year. It's gonna be interesting, but
Yeah.
you know,
Which
nothing.
like neither of us really even listen to Deftones, so
I like Deftones.
I don't
I
really
listen to
listen
some
to them.
Deftones. Yeah,
Cool.
but it's like the heavy band going to Coachella this year. Last year it was Knocked Loose and Spite.
Yeah,
You
which is
know.
such a huge. I think last year they might have realized we overdid it with the heavy. I think
Yeah.
Knocked Loose was like way too heavy, and they're like, let's tone it down a little bit next year. Good Deftones.
Yeah. We'll get new
Let's
metal in
get
here.
some ambient heavy going on, dude.
Ambient new metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I
Yeah.
don't know. Oh, talking about Bring Me the Horizon a lot there. Ex keyboardist, their producer, Jordan
Yeah,
Fish,
we
the dude
do
who left the
talk about
band.
Bring Me the Horizon a
He,
lot. I would like to
well,
stop, by the
Spirit
way,
Box is in the
Kyle.
studio with their with the dude who just left the band. He's like producing for Spirit Box now. So if you don't like Bring Me the Horizon and you don't like Spirit Box, which you don't, you're really gonna
2024,
hate this new Spirit Box coming out.
2024, dude. It's the year that generic metalcore dominates again.
Yeah, Spirit
Dominates
Box,
once
dude.
again.
Fucking baddie core. That's what they're
Baddie
calling it.
core.
Baddie core.
Baddie.
It's
Yeah, dude.
literally, yeah, it's such a stupid
I
name,
don't.
but
I just don't get it. It's like it's not that it's like bad. It's just like very like it's nothing special about it.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting to hear what Jordan Fish helps create for Spirit Box, though, because they already are kind of similar to Bring Me the Horizon in sound, you know?
Yeah, they got like a mainstream fucking sound, dude.
For
God,
sure, dude.
I don't know why I'm so tired. It's 4:30. Should take a nap. Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah,
All right.
but hey,
Well, let's
that's the
wrap it up so you can go
pod,
take your nap.
everybody. I'm
I
probably
said
not
your
going
nap.
to.
Your,
I know.
your nap.
I heard. I don't know what that was about.
Go take a
Weird.
nap, dude.
Yeah, I probably won't, dude. I have other stuff I gotta do. I gotta
Yeah.
finish up those clips for that client that I'm not working for anymore, so I can just be done with it, baby.
All
Just
right,
be over
everybody.
with it.
Speaking of being done with it, that's the pod. Follow us at Unless You Live Hardcore on Instagram. Follow me at I am Kyle Forsyth. He is at comic Jake Ford. Jake, you got anything else you want to plug?
Yeah. No, not really. No.
Come check out the Detroit House of Comedy if you're in the area and haven't been there.
Yeah, check out the Detroit House of Comedy, baby.
Come check it out. Through and Three Comedy every single Sunday at Detroit Shipping Company. It's free. Free comedy show there. So come check that out if you don't want to pay for comedy or if you like comedy. Whatever.
Yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely, guys.
That's all
Check
I
it
got to plug.
out. Check it out, dude. All right. That's the pod.
See ya. Bye.